Long ago, Rebecca's eyes held the sharp flicker of a woman destined for the courtroom. She spent her nights memorizing statutes and her days dreaming of a black gown. But love is often a thief of ambition. When she met Francis, his dreams seemed more urgent, his potential more fragile. To build a foundation for their future, she gently folded her law books away, placing them in a trunk beneath the bed, and picked up a wooden tray instead. The sun over Oshodi was a relentless, punishing weight. Rebecca moved through the gridlock of yellow buses and shouting conductors, balancing a heavy basin of food on her head. Sweat traced paths through the dust on her skin, but her youthful strength did not falter. On her back, tucked into a faded wrapper, her firstborn, Daniel, slept through the chaos. Every kobo she earned was a brick in the tower of Francis's future, a future she was buying with her own youth. Every semester, Rebecca made the journey to see Francis at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. She would press a roll of crumpled, damp Naira notes into his palm, the scent of the market still clinging to the paper. Francis would take the money with a nod, his fingers clean and soft from turning pages she had paid for. He promised her that once he wore the mortarboard, she would never have to walk the hot asphalt of Yana Ipaja again. Time is a cruel auditor. By the time their daughter Miracle was old enough to help around the house, Rebecca's body began to demand payment for the years of labor. Her knees throbbed with a persistent gnawing ache that made every step a prayer. While she sat on a low stool rubbing liniment into her joints, she watched Francis refine himself, his speech becoming polished, and his gaze drifting further away from the woman who had carried him. The day of the convocation finally arrived. Rebecca dressed in her finest lace, though it was years out of fashion, her face glowing with a pride that made her look younger than her years. She took their youngest son, David, to witness the triumph. She imagined a public thank you, a shared embrace, a moment where the tray on her head would finally be replaced by the honor she deserved. She walked onto the campus grounds, her heart full. But Francis did not look for her in the crowd. Instead, he stood in the shadow of a blooming flame tree with Winnie, a woman whose hands had never known the weight of a basin. Winnie was refined, a mirror reflecting the man Francis now believed himself to be. When Rebecca approached, Francis didn't see a partner. He saw a reminder of a struggle he wanted to forget. He looked at her worn shoes with a cold, distant shame. The silence in their home grew heavy.